Hey there, math students. Today we're going to do some two-step inequalities. So first, let's read the instructions. It says that we need to solve and we need to graph each inequality. So we've got two things to do for each of those. Let's take a look at this example. It says 9 minus h is less than 4. Okay, so we need to get rid of that 9. So we're going to do that by subtracting. And then when you subtract that, that cancels, and you're left with negative h is less than 4 minus negative 9 is negative 5. And now we need to get rid of that negative sign, so we're going to divide through by a negative 1. And then this is the part where we can't forget, and I'm guilty of forgetting this sometimes too. It's just so easy to forget, which is why I have this giant note written here. Don't forget to flip the sign when you're multiplying or dividing by a negative number. So important. So feel free to write that big on your paper and just remind yourself so that you can't forget. So they divided by a negative number, which means they needed to flip the sign. So they went from a less than to a greater than. This is their solution. So this is step 1 or part 1 of the instructions. And then they have their graph. So it's just a number line. It's a greater than, so it's an open circle. And h is greater than 5, so the line is going to go that way to the numbers that are bigger than 5 because we know that h is bigger than 5. Okay, let's do problem number 1. In this video, we're going to do problems number 1, number 2, and number 7. Let's get started. Negative 8g plus 3 is greater than 11. Now this is just like a two-step equation in terms of which number do I get rid of first. So with negative 8 and 3, which one am I going to get rid of first? If you like the party problem analogy, we should get rid of that acquaintance first. So the 3 needs to go home first. We're going to get rid of the plus 3 by doing minus 3. And we're going to do it on both sides. So this is going to cancel out to 0, and we're going to just bring down our negative 8g. It's still greater than 11 minus 3, which equals 8. Okay, now we need to get rid of the negative 8 in front of the g. So to get rid of that, they're multiplying right now. To get rid of something that's multiplied, we need to divide it. So let's divide by what we're trying to get rid of, which is negative 8. So dividing by negative 8, an alarm bell should be going off in your head right now. Ding, 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 we're dividing by a negative number, which means we have to do what? Let's flip that sign. So I'm going to go ahead and write that first before I have a chance to forget it. It's going this way, so I'm going to make it go the other way. All right, these will cancel, and now I have g is less than negative 1. All right, that's part 1 of your solution. Now let's not forget, we need to write it on a number line also. So let's draw our little number line. Draw it wherever you want. I'll put 0 here, negative 1, and here's positive 1. So it says g is less than negative 1. When you have less than, you want to have that open circle. Don't fill it in. You want to just do like that. And then we're looking for the numbers that are less than it, which means we're going to the left where all of those negative numbers are, because those are the smaller ones. And just make that nice and dark, and then you're done. Let's go on to problem number 2. Okay, so 1/2 j minus 2 is less than or equal to 6. What should go home first, the 1/2 or the negative 2, the minus 2? The minus 2, that's our acquaintance. Good. So let's add that to both sides. That's going to cancel out, and you're going to be left with 1/2 j less than or equal to 6 plus 2 equals 8. Okay, and now we need to get rid of the 1/2. So right now we're timesing by 1/2, which means to get rid of it, we're going to divide by 1/2. Well, that sounds really confusing, right? What you can do is, this is the same thing as like j over 2. If I was going to write it out here, j over 2. So you know if it was j over 2, you would just multiply by 2 to get rid of it. So that's what I'm going to do, multiply by 2 on both sides. Now, if you wanted to do divided by half, you could do that too, maybe on your calculator. You would know it cancels over here, and over here, 8 divided by 1/2. It's going to give you the same thing as 8 times 2. So if it's easier for you to think of it that way, that's totally fine. Okay, so j is going to be less than or equal to 16. Did I need to change my sign around just to double check? I didn't need to this time because I didn't multiply or divide by a negative number. So this is my answer, and now I've just got to put it on my number line. So let's just put 16 here. And we want the numbers that are less than or equal to it. Because of that or equal to, we need to fill it in. So we have a filled in dot, and now we want the numbers that are smaller because j is less than 16. So we want 15 all the way down to 0 and all the way through those negative numbers, which will be pointing to the left here. And then we're done with that one. Okay, let's go to number 7. There's number 7. If you want to pause the video and try this on your own, that would be awesome. If you want to do that, go ahead and pause it now. Okay, it looks like we need to get rid of the 10 and the -5. What should we get rid of first? Let's get rid of that 10 first. We're going to get rid of it by subtracting on both sides. That will cancel out to 0. We're left with -5p is greater than, let's see, -25 minus 10, same signs, add and keep. We're going to get -35. Okay, now we need to get rid of this -5 that's being multiplied to the p. We're going to get rid of it by dividing. And look at us, we're dividing by a negative number, so what should we remember? Yes, flip that sign. I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Now that'll cancel. You're left with a p. And then -35 divided by -5 is going to give us a positive 7. So p is less than 7. And let's just put that on our graph, our line graph. I'll put the 7 right here. It says less than, so it should be an open dot. And we want the numbers that are less than 7. So we want 6, 5, 4 going off to 0, and that's going to be this way. Go ahead and fill that in, and you're set. If you have questions on the other problems, just let me know. Thanks for watching.